Does this look like your living room? Television set, stereo, Blu-ray with internet connectivity, Netflix and Hulu, PC so I can go ahead and surf the web and play PC games, and then there's the old Xbox. Well, maybe you want to play Xbox with some friends, and you finally realize that you run out of network connections. I think we've got a problem here. Well, I think I've got a solution, but let's look in a little bit more detail. So I've got a couple Xboxes here. I've got one that's connected to Wi-Fi, and it works pretty good for the most part, but I do have some issues. I get some lag, which really holds me back. And then when I invite my friends over, I've got this extra Xbox that I've got a problem connecting to the web. I've got to run a whole Ethernet cable back to a router that's tucked away. And
how many of you want to run around with a big long cable draped all through your home? Well, that's Ethernet for you.
And unfortunately, most of the solutions today have Ethernet. You ask, what exactly is Ethernet?
Well, it's a little connector right there that lets you get access to the internet.
So I've got a couple cables here. This is Ethernet. This is typically what's used to connect to the internet. This is a coax cable. And a coax cable is a cable that practically everyone has in their home. So here's a solution that I found. It's made by a company called Motorola.
And it's essentially a device that enables me to transmit Ethernet, which is what all my devices in my home entertainment center need to talk to the internet, over coax. And coax is that nifty cable that all of us have coming out of the wall in almost all of our homes, in almost every room in the house. And so
Motorola's created this product called Surfboard Smart TV Video Adapter, which easily installs within about 20 minutes. I got this thing at my local retail store. It's a complete kit. It includes two devices, two adapters.
The SMB 1100, which is a single port Ethernet device. It's got a coax input and Ethernet input-output port, which is going to connect to my home router or gateway, and then a power plug. On the front of it, you'll see a light for power, for coax, for speed, and for Ethernet. And so this is the first device.
The second device out of the box is the SBM 1400.
And this is the 4-port device. This 4-port device actually is the one that probably is going to sit here in my living room, use to connect to every one of my devices in my entertainment rack, my Blu-ray player that can support Netflix and Hulu, my 2 Xboxes, my PC.
Connect directly to the internet as fast as possible. Included in my kit
are some coax cables, which will be used to connect the wall coax to my Motorola adapter.
Ethernet cables.
This one here most likely to go ahead and connect my SBM 1400 to my router or gateway in the home. And this extra one here so that I can connect straight to the device that I need connected to the internet, like for example this Xbox that I showed you a little bit earlier. Also included are 2 splitters. And what the splitter is going to do, it's going to take my cable coming from the wall and splitting it out to 2 signals. The one signal that comes out from this end, most likely, so I can connect my coax cable like this, and it's going to be a twist on it. I'll show you in a moment how to go ahead and do this. This will go straight to my adapter, okay? And then the second cable, or the second feed, I'll connect most likely to the back of my television set.
So that I can continue to watch my cable TV without a digital set-top box, by the way, like I normally do. Finally, this little shiny device here. This is a device that I probably won't need to use, but some of you might need to use it if you have a much older cable modem. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to detach the coax cable that's secured tightly to the back of my television set, giving me my video signal.
I'm going to take this coax and I'm going to attach it to the splitter. Now the splitter is going to take the signal that comes over the coax and it's going to split this into 2 signals. One signal that goes into the adapter itself.
Again, this is the 4-port adapter, which is going to connect to my Xboxes and to my Blu-ray player. And then the other end of the cable is actually going to go back and attach to the back of my television so I can continue to watch TV. The coax cable now coming in from one end of the splitter in the back of the MoCA adapter. I'm going to put that down here, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach the other cable that Motorola gave me back onto the other end of the splitter. And again, this line here is going to give me my cable signal back to the back of my television set. And then the last point is to plug it in. Alright, for the second step, you have to go to where the cable comes into your home. What I've got to do is I've got to find out of this mess my cable modem, which is where I'm going to want to add a splitter.
And what that's going to do, this is your splitter, if you recall, and I'm going to take basically the signal, and I'm going to plug it into one end, and I'm going to split it out. One end's going to go to my cable modem, and then the other end is going to go to the MoCA adapter. And then from the MoCA adapter, I'm going to connect that to my Ethernet switch, which is going to give me my internet signal that I'm going to be able to use in the other room for my game box, my Blu-ray player, my smart connected television set.
For this installation, however, what I'm going to do is, as you can notice, I've got a bunch of splitters here already, and so I'm not going to add an extra one, but I'm going to use an empty slot that I've got right here
to connect to the internet. I'm going to actually use this line right here. Okay, and so this splitter does the exact same functionality as the splitter that Motorola provided. It's just that it's got more ports on it.
I'm going to take the other end of the cable, and I'm going to twist it onto the SBM 1100. We're nicely connected, securely tight. And then with the Ethernet supplied cable from Motorola, I'm going to plug that back into here. All right, and then I'm going to take the other end and I'm going to plug it into the empty port on my switch right there. And the last step of the installation is putting the power plug in. And so we see that we've got some flashing lights saying that we've got power, we've got coax communication, we've got some good speed, and we're actually connected to the internet. For a few of these installations, for those of you that are installing into a home that has an older cable modem, you may experience some problems with the MoCA adapters. The MoCA signal, which is used to manage the Ethernet from one adapter to the other, may actually be a little bit too strong for the... By inserting a point of entry filter, what you're going to do is attenuate the signal, the MoCA signal, feeding back into the cable modem.
It's a very simple installation. However, if you look at cable modems, and the one I've got right here is a DOCSIS 3.0 cable modem. This is probably about a year old or so. These cable modems won't experience any problems at all. But the installation of this point of entry filter is actually quite easy.
What you need to do is disconnect this line right here.
Screw the point of entry filter. That's got threads here on this end. You're going to screw it on just like you do the cable, and then you're going to reattach this cable onto the point of entry filter. And once
you've got the two of them secured tightly, your older cable modem should work very nicely with the MoCA adapters supplied by Motorola.